We're talking about the Larry Millete murder trial. In day 26, it's a big day here. The defense began laying out its case, but a lot of what went on in court happened outside of the presence of the jury.
News 8's Kelly Hessedal joining us now from the South Bay Courthouse to explain what happens next.
Yeah, that's right. And it's been a fascinating morning in court. They held a hearing outside of the jury's presence. It's called a 402 hearing. And basically what it is the judge listens to evidence that one side wants to bring in, and then he decides what he is and isn't going to allow. So this morning, the defense called a witness, a canine search and rescue handler with the sheriff's office named Stacy Agan, who testified on January 23rd. So a few weeks after Maya disappeared, she went in with her dog Kona and searched the Millete home as well as the Millete vehicle. Now, the dog did not detect anything. It didn't detect a decomposing body. It didn't detect human remains. However, during cross-examination with the prosecution, it came out that Stacy initially did not agree to do this search because she testified it was outside the scope of her canine's training. Now, the dog isn't trained in searching vehicles or in searching for residual scent. In other words, if a body had been in a location and then it's moved, she said her dog isn't trained to go in and sniff out that residual odor. She testified her dog is not trained to find human remains that are no longer present. So then the judge chimed in with his own questions, and the big one he had is, well, at what point does a decomposing body begin to release fluids? So fluids are something Stacy said she would expect the dog to detect. And that question couldn't really be answered in a formal way. Now, during the hearing, the prosecution said, in my limited research, 3 to 5 days is the answer. But so far, no expert has been brought in to answer that question. In the end, the judge decided the handler can tell the jury, no, the dog didn't detect a decomposing body inside the Millete home. However, he excluded the dog's search of the Millete vehicle, that black SUV. So the jury was just brought into the courtroom a short time ago. We'll have much more on this coming up. Kelly Hessedal, News 8.